Welcome to yet another episode of the Chatterbox with myself, Nyakallo Lephoto, and the wonderful Sefofane Leluka. Mr. Leluka, sir.
Very good afternoon to you, Nyaxon. How are you today?
Fine,
I
thanks
hope you're well.
Man.
No, I'm very well. Can't complain, Nyax. A very hot day today, Johannesburg. How's your side of the world?
Same, very hot, uncharacteristically hot here in Kwakwa, my man. The last time you used the reverberate.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm a fundilo Erika.
No, man, Nyax, you know.
I'm just
so you are armed today.
I'm armed. I come hands out the reverber.
Yeah. No, man. Nyax, those are man, simple words, man, that we use once in a while in our vocabulary. You know, we are students of communication, you know, so yeah. Once in a while, you learn those, you use those words that you've learned, you know, in order to express yourself for a point, you know. Like, yeah, reverberate is.
It makes sense, man. It's reverberating. It's ricocheting, man. Like, yeah, man, that's English. Yeah,
you've just made my day.
We're going to be talking about cancel culture. We did touch on it on the past a few episodes ago. We are growing steadily, but we are getting there, Mr. Leluka. So how would you define cancel culture?
Cancel culture, Nyax, I'll say it's a phenomenon or a phrase that has recently come to be used. I'll say in the early, I think 2010, you know, coming up to 2022, 2023, where we are, where social media is used to sort of push someone out of the, you know, social media circles or business circles or the popularity. If a person is perhaps a celebrity and they are doing something and they say something about, or they express a stance about something. It can be a political opinion, it can be maybe something that they engage in that is sort of looked at as you know, out of the norm. Then someone will put something out there on social media, particularly because of you know, their popularity. Someone knows that this person is very big in the industry, and I'd like to say something that would sort of push them out, or that will make them run out of favor from followers. We've seen that happening
like
to
a bit
lot
like
of our
Down syndrome.
Yeah, we've seen it happen with I mean, it's not only here; it happens also overseas with a number of people that I think we are going to talk about as we progress with the show today.
Tell us about the origins thereof, and perhaps what it is intended to achieve. I don't know if you can hear me, Mr. Leluka, say, wow. Okay, one of the reasons that we have decided to do this show with regard to cancel culture, I think people would have seen what happened to Tall Esmo and a few other people, but on a very recent episode on McGee's podcast, he came in there and he was telling that he lost everything because of the rape allegations against him. And as time went on, the rape allegations against him proved not to be worth anything, but he had lost, I think he counted like 28 or so income streams that he had lost as a result of Lerato Moloi accusing him of rape. The matter went to court, it got to court, and he was acquitted. However, a whole lot was lost because he could not get back maybe he's still trying to get back on his feet. However, we saw that with Java as well. Lady Zama accused him of rape. The allegations didn't really hold water. They didn't go far. However, it had threatened that. I don't think it really did manage to do much damage to Java's career. However, it was going down there if these allegations had gone on a whole lot. We also have R. Kelly, who had been convicted is the word I'm looking for. You see, this is why I need this for such words. Who was convicted of a whole lot of crimes. He is now serving time for those crimes of racketeering, running a sex ring, and having sex with minors. There's just like a whole lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure a lot of radio stations are not playing his music anymore, which is proving to cost him financially. Suppose that would be ideal in a sense that he actually did not only did commit those um, errors, but he also was found guilty for it and is serving time for that. We're trying to get Mr. Leluka back. I think we have you back. We're just gonna get your audio back. I'm just giving the background with regard to how we got to this cancel culture. I was talking about Toles Mo, I was talking about Java, I was talking about R. Kelly, and I think DJ Fresh is probably one of them who is also a victim of cancel culture. I'm struggling to hear you. I'm struggling to hear you, but we will carry on and, just giving this background. Pretty much I just needed to know what the origins thereof and what it is intended to do, because at the end of the day, what we do see is that it is breaking and really deleting a whole lot of people's careers. We are here as we are. My name is Nyakallo Lephoto. We're still trying to get Mr. Leluka on air. Try to say something so I can hear you if you're back. You are back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
We are back now.
Yeah, we were talking.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah. We saw that. I was talking about the prominent examples of the people that have fallen victim to this particular phenomenon of cancel culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get on.
Yeah. All right. So, yes. So, this is, I'll say, a global phenomenon. I mean, we've seen a movement like Me Too in America, where people would just ride on a bandwagon when someone is being canceled, sort of, or is being called out for a certain act or being engaged in a certain, activity, or maybe saying things about politicians or saying things generally that are outside of the norm, sort of. You mentioned a number of names there. So we were cut off. Nyak says, I'm very sorry about that. Like we did say that connection-wise,
these are the joys. These are the joys of love. You and I have a background in live radio. We are not going to do 3 takes or what. We go live, and this is it.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
Yeah. So some of the people that we can talk about. Yes, we can talk about DJ Fresh. We can talk about R. Kelly. We can talk about Black Coffee, Tall as Mo. You mentioned Tall as Mo, who was recently come out, guns blazing, after I think about 3 years of silence, dying in silence because of a rape allegation that was made against him by one Palisa Moloi, if I remember the name very well. Lerato, sorry about that. Yes, Lerato Moloi. And, he gave an account of what happened. And if you could see the way the gentleman was explaining the entire situation, you can tell that it really, really broke him down. And I think he wasn't in action. He hasn't been in action for almost 3 years, dying in silence, and giving an account of the whatever happened on the day that what the lady says he raped. I mean, one could it's one could see that indeed this guy is really spoken. Nyaks, if a case goes to the court of law and it is proven in a court of law that the man is innocent, and then he comes out on social media finally to speak about it, to say, this is what I was accused of, this is what I have lost, this is what I have suffered as a result of the false accusations. It means that this cancel culture is really, really bad. And it is happening, my dear brother. Of late, we had Black Coffee being vindicated through, I think, a story that was leaked or social media. I think I listened to some conversations between the former wife, ex-wife, Balim Lotwa, I think, talking to a lady. Apparently or allegedly, she dated the man's husband, the lady's husband, and they were talking about the happenings during that time. And it shows that, yes, she accused Black Coffee of cheating, whereas she was also involved in similar activities. And Black Coffee nearly got cancelled. And he's one of those guys that I can say, I'll say survived, but there'll always be that thing hanging over him to say, as much as, I'm vindicated now, but then, there's that thing hanging on. Luckily for him, Black Coffee did not lose a lot of support, did not lose a lot of, I'll say business in a way, because the cancel culture can also lead to one losing social support as well as business support. A lot of celebrities are engaged in businesses where they use their brands, as ambassadors. And imagine if you are accused of a rape, for example, or you're accused of something, you get cancelled, you do not get gigs. I'll make an example again of a gentleman who, by joining a certain political party, expressed his political stance, and then he has not gotten any gig. When the ruling party has its social rallies these political rallies or campaigns, he's not been part thereof, which is Ringo Madlingo's. Normally the ruling party would, just hire a few of these artists to come and perform at their political rallies. But by joining the EFF, of course, he's cancelled by the political party. So
yeah, but he can get gigs from the ruling party when he is now in parliament in the opposition chambers. It just wouldn't make sense. Can we talk about one, Java, and maybe two, Somizi? Somizi lost his idol's job because his former husband, Mohale Mataung, accused him of abuse during the marriage. Nothing was proved, but Somizi lost his job.
Those are the repercussions or the results there of Nyaks. As I've said, it can lead to one losing support and a whole lot of other things. You mentioned Somizi. Somizi, yes, he lost his idol's job because of that. No one wanted to associate with him at that time, and you can imagine, let's say the amount that he was making just by being on idols, the income. He's lost an income, and I've seen a few of clips where Mohale was giving an account of what happened during those those times, and some of them, I'll say personally, are not making sense. You somehow sense that some of these things are being cooked, and this is a way now to get back at the person because the relationship is no longer the same, and you're no longer enjoying the benefits that you used to enjoy when you were still in that relationship. So. Nyaks, it's really a bad thing. Come to Java. Java was also accused of molestation, sexual molestation by the former girlfriend, Lady Zama. And as time went, things unfolded. People could start getting a sense that she was bitter and only trying to get back at Java. As much as at the moment, I'll say Java is one of those guys that I can say, according to also social media reports, because this is social media is the vehicle where we see all these things happening. So I'll say he's also vindicated, but that has tainted his career somehow because he's not as popular and not getting as many gigs and the social following that he used to get while he was still Java and before the allegations that were made. There are a lot of them. Nyaks, for example, DJ Fresh, for example, I remember reading a lot of these tweets or say clips on Twitter where he was also accused of rape along his friend and former, euphonic by I think one by there's a few people, and there's also a main person, someone that I can say a main person, the main person in that, Penny Libeane, referring to things that happened a long time ago. We were not there. I often say sometimes it's not easy to say, so I'll use the word allegedly, things that allegedly happened a long time ago. But once they come to surface and they are, sort of communicated on social media, then no company or no organization would want to associate with that. Hence, we saw DJ Fresh losing his job at Metro FM, and Euphonic at that time, I think, was with 947, if I'm not mistaken, where he lost his also lost his job. Yes, they are still continuing with their DJing gigs and stuff, but like their main thing. I mean, those are guys.
When you were prominent and you were on TV and everything, it's better than when you are in some way. Even some of the more prominent clubs will probably not want to be associated with you by virtue of whatever is happening. We can't have you on the poster coming here. So the gigs are not the same. Obviously, it has affected their income and everything. But, my thing with that is that if these allegations can be proven and somebody can be found guilty, as is the case with R. Kelly, I don't have an issue. I have an issue with a situation where it's just allegations and you are cancelled, you can't, and those allegations do not go anywhere, or even after, when these allegations have been proven to have been false, people still say, we still believe the lady, and we still want to cancel the said public figure.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. It's also, talking about that, you've just made me think about another case in point, which is Briggs. Where the young lady came out and, said that Briggs raped her. And then, yes, I think it was proven in the court of law that Briggs was guilty and he's serving his time. And of course, it's not going to be the same even when he comes back and tries to continue, with his music career. It's not going to be the same. Yes, he will have served time. But in a case where it is not, the allegations are not proven in a court of law and nothing gets done, it's sad. It's very sad. We've seen even guys like Black Coffee sometimes expressing how he feels on social media platforms. I saw a tweet recently where he just tweeted that I'm not feeling well. Generally as a person, I mean, regardless of whether whatever the stigma is now, the stigma stays with you, regardless of whether people say, no, we believe in our Black Coffee and stuff, but it still stays with you. Hence, you see them looking very broken most of the time. And a guy like Java, I mean, Java naturally, was this guy, hyped up all the time, very, jovial and happy. But most of the time, I mean, where I normally see him, when I see him, though I don't necessarily go and say, let me talk to the guy, you can see that there is something hanging. There's this heavy load on
look at where Java's career was when the allegations came and what happened during and after the allegations. He was on the ascendancy. His career was moving up.
Yes, that is what happened. So the question that needs to be asked, Nyaks, I think in this case, is it something that is done deliberately, or should we say the problem is mostly it's from our female counterparts and stuff, and we see it happening mostly. I'm not saying that it's not in. I mean, the other ethnic groups are not doing this. I'm not saying it's not. White people are not doing it. It's there. It's just that most of the cases that we hear that we're dealing with are particularly with Black people. So is it that thing that Mendoza talked about, in one of his songs, so when that happens, you decide. And also when you look at a case of Lady Zama, are you going to say that maybe it's just a bitter woman who is not happy about how the relationship ended or how she was treated generally in the relationship, now lashing out, not wanting to see this person succeed just because a relationship, I mean, we all have relationships that end not that well. They always say it will end in tears. But generally, do you have to go to such measures to break another person down? That's a question that I think we need to ask as well.
The thing with that is that even if I'm going to raise this one, it is a very controversial one now. Even when the allegations go to court and the person is acquitted, as is the case with Tolesmo, there will still be people who will say, but I do believe that. But that was also the case with Jacob Zuma as well. Jacob Zuma was accused of rape. The matter went to court. He was found not guilty. But to this very day, a lot of people still call him a rapist. A lot of people still remind him of that. The whole shower issue, it never goes away. Even though the court of law had said not guilty.
Yeah. I don't know, Nyaks, if maybe there's a certain, there are certain things that people in the, I'll say, the public sphere or these different fraternities should do. Maybe there should also be a campaign, to say if someone is accused of something and after that they are maybe acquitted in the court of law, for example, or no evidence is found of them to have done whatever they are being accused of, then there should be a campaign against the person, accusing that person of. Yes, in some cases, maybe, we agree, we have to agree that court cases can be won, on technicalities. We never know. But for those that are found to have accused people wrongly or falsely, there should be repercussions as well, so that they can prevent, future occurrences of that nature, because the real victims end up not enjoying the freedom or the that they should enjoy, because no one is going to believe the next person the next time they say, you know what, I was accused, or I was raped, or I was sexually assaulted by so and so, who happens to be a celebrity, because now it's going to be a norm to say, no, you know what, it does not matter. We don't believe you now because this is what you ladies are doing, or this is what you guys are doing. You're always accusing celebrities of this, and you have no, evidence to prove that. So even the real cases now are also going to be overlooked as time goes, because people are waking up to the reality of these accusations.
Yeah, and we are facing a big pandemic in South Africa, the pandemic of gender-based violence and femicide. And it is very important that we place importance and urgency to such cases. And when there are people out there who are doing it for their own benefit and stuff like that, they are actually taking us back as a country, with the people that genuinely want to fight against gender-based violence and all these things. Let us wrap up. The last time we got cut off, so right now, let me give you 10 minutes to just go through your stuff and do that. Where is this cancel culture taking us as a society?
Yeah, Nyaks, this really needs to be nipped in the bud. I think we need to put all the cases, particularly those that we have seen, we need to put them all together. There should be a case study of some sort and a huge campaign. We normally campaign for sometimes things that are not as important. Sometimes I think just we always watching people campaign, but we need to campaign about these real things, because remember, these people are celebrities. Yes, we call them celebrities, but they are like you and I. They're human beings. Whatever it is that they are doing is to earn an income and feed their families. And people are losing jobs generally in the country. And then when Java loses his following and he loses income as a result of not getting gigs and being cancelled, he is one of the people. We must include him in the number of people that are now unemployed. So let us look at it and say, what needs to be done about these? Let us put these cases together. Let there be a huge study, and let there be a huge campaign to say, from now on going forward, maybe we should draft even put it somewhere in the constitution. Say, if you are found to have just accused someone falsely of this, you are going to pay. You are going to pay. There should be a huge thing about it, and globally, it should be. That's how it should be. And I'm also not aware, Nyaks, I don't know if you are aware also of the fact that there were people that came out actually in defense of R. Kelly, to say there was also some sort of an agenda. There was someone pushing, although that I don't know where it ended. I was trying to follow it up. So sometimes you also need to find out.
The story is very complex in a sense. That there are people, even within the ring and everything, who had taken money to make the story away. There was also a lawyer who was going out there, finding all these ladies that were involved, going there to strike a deal with R. Kelly and everything. The parents also, as well, were also in on it. It was just messy. However, he was in a position of power. He had money, so he obviously manipulated all these situations. Obviously, there are other people that benefited from it with regard to this lawyer that made a whole lot of money out of hunting these women. and finding them, striking them the deals so she can get money, give them a card and make the whole case go away. However, the issue with Arcadia was just way too deep. It could not be ignored. It was, I mean, it involved minors and people whose futures would be to this very day destroyed forever because they had a dream of becoming a musician, and they hope that this guy in this position would be able to help them get somewhere. And it didn't come to. It's very difficult, really, to defend him as much as, yes, there are people that wanted to see him fall, and it is always the case when you have money and you are famous, there will always be people that want to see you fall. Some of them will be from your own family.
Yes, you are right. Yeah, hence I often say this normally when I engage with people, whether people, acquaintances, friends. It can be family as well, and colleagues. I often say, I'll say as Black people, I don't know. We need to work together on this. We fought together. We fought colonialization. We fought apartheid here in South Africa, and when we fought, it wasn't a matter of especially a gender thing, to say men are fighting alone, women are fighting alone. But as soon as we gain something and we win a bigger fight, we always have this thing. I think we go back into our cocoons. We forget what we fought for. We now forget, the unity, to work as a unit, to say, now that we've attained this, what is the way forward? Are we going to now break a Black man now? Are we going to bring a Black man down? Yes, naturally we'll say men are in power. We are in power. We know that there are more men in power
than women. Be down and everything. Let us wish the good things for one another. Let me give you an opportunity now to give us your social media plugs, where people want to continue this conversation, if they want to follow you, if they want to book you, and all that stuff.
Yeah. All right. I am available on social media. I am on TikTok. My handles are very simple. It's Aeroplane Sefofane Leluka. And on Twitter as well, you can catch me on Twitter as Leluka. That's how I spell my surname, by the way, S Leluka, but that's pronounced Leluka. I'm on Facebook. Facebook, what is my name? It's Aeroplane Sefofane Leluka. Yes, and that goes for TikTok. Instagram. So that's where you can find me, Yaks. And you can also book me for emceeing functions via my email address, which is aeroplaneleduca@gmail.com, or just send me a WhatsApp. We'll talk. It's 083-5377-884.
We'll put all the plugs in the screen here. My name is Nyakallo Lephoto. I'm on Facebook. I'm mainly on Facebook. I used to be very active on Twitter. People are fighting on Twitter. I don't want to fight on Twitter. I want to be in the village where everybody gets along with everybody. It's a page, Nyakallo Lephoto, on Facebook. That's the only place you can find me. This is the channel called The Contributors. Inside the on YouTube there, the channel, The Contributors, you'll find a playlist called The Chatterbox. So that's where you will find myself and Sefofane Leluka. Every week we will be doing this, my brother, isn't it so?
That's correct, Yaks. There's a lot that we can talk about, Yaks. And I also say, when I talk to people about this platform, the Chatterbox, people are welcome to express their opinions. And I often say, you and I are very open-minded people. We've been on radio. We know how these things work. People's opinions and contributions are welcomed with open arms. Whether you agree or disagree with me, that is another issue. As long as
you have true, especially when you disagree. I think we get along better when people disagree with us.
That's the thing. So they shouldn't just watch and say, "Oh, we enjoyed the conversation." They should also say, "But I don't agree with you when you said this," so that we can also learn, because we learn from people. We feed off people's energy as well. When people comment, it means we need to go and do our research as well. We try by all means just to give an account of what happens. I read these things. I'm always on these social media platforms. When I say I read something, I know that I can actually put it out and say, here, this is, unless it is now, maybe deleted or something. But we read, we are in the streets, hence we are able to sit and talk. So I'm just inviting people to join us and comment. We appreciate their contributions on this platform.
Thank you so much. So Sefofane Leluka. My name is Nyakallo Lephoto. Let's do this again in a week. The contributors. This is the Chatterbox signing out.